Hello, welcome to your daily December download, where I try to upload a video every single day of December. And that's what the series is called, Daily December Download. I keep saying the other thing that is DDD. If you know, you know. But yeah, so today we're going to be covering something that's going to be a little bit different from my normal thing. This is going to be unscripted, by the way, not a fully scripted video. I played a Call of Duty for the first time. The only reason I played it is because I got it for Black Friday. It was a part of a buy two, get one free deal. So I bought it because it was like $10, and I didn't want to buy Call of Duty Ghosts because I hear that one was bad. So I played my first Call of Duty ever, and it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2018 or 19, I don't really know. And as someone who has kind of dodged this series, besides, I guess I have a friend who I played zombies with a few times at his house. I was not very good and never got very far. And just interacting with people who play Call of Duty and being at their house and like getting locked into multiplayer that I had no idea how to play. This was my first real, true, by myself campaign experience. And I gotta say, campaign was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like blowing me away, but I was surprisingly invested. So let's talk about the positives right here. Story was actually solid. Like, I don't know, like something in me, you know, something the America part of my brain, you know, like that's deep inside all of us Americans, you know, it was going off because I was just instantly invested. I don't even like war. I don't even like this stuff, but like I got sucked in pretty quickly. I do wonder why the American military has two British people in it. I don't know. Is that a thing that we do? Wouldn't they be at MI6? I don't know. Not a not a big military guy, but that was weird. But I actually liked the campaign, liked the story, going through the motions. I never was really invested in any of the main characters. Besides the girl, Freya. I think the story actually would have benefited if you only played as her and the story was seen through her eyes. I think the story would have benefited from that, because then I would be playing as the character I'm most invested in, because she gets a lot of like walking or simulation scenes where like you're either in a cell, like you're breaking out, like you get to play as her as a little girl when her town is getting destroyed by Russians. And I thought that stuff really attached me to her character and to her plight, and I wish I got more of that from her. I wasn't that interested in Kyle. I didn't care too much about Kyle. Price has that cool factor that lets him skate by. Alex, I was pretty lukewarm on him until like the end. Like then I was like, you know what, you're pretty cool, man. You're pretty cool. None of these are gonna like be my favorite characters of all time, but I was surprisingly attached to the story that was going on, and I probably would be look forward to playing Modern Warfare 2 and 3 if I didn't already know that Modern Warfare 3's story sucks. If it was better, I'd probably play all three just to keep track of the story and see where it goes, but it's not worth it. But other positives, graphics. Game looks great. Like really good when it doesn't have a visual bug here and there. Game is incredibly pretty. Very, very much impressed me, you know, especially considering the game had to run at like 1080p 60 on a PlayStation 4. It looks amazing. I'm playing it on the PS5, by the way, so I get it at 4K 60, but it is impressive. The graphics are incredibly impressive, especially for the time, but even now the game still looks really good. The character models look good, the environments look detailed. And the gameplay, like gunplay itself, there was only one gun I kind of didn't like. It was a grenade launcher. It just didn't feel good to use. It was a gun they gave me near the end of the game. But like, there's a lot of cool little side things, like, oh, you get a laser pointer and you could shoot missiles from a drone. There's a little drone mini game that you do. That was pretty cool. It was pretty solid. It was pretty solid all around gameplay front. They varied it up enough. You know, they gave you breaks. You know, there's some story segments where you're walking around. But I can deal with that. That's not really a problem for me. So the positives, gameplay, story, and the graphics are all really great. And the sound design is really good too. I really like the sound design and sound mixing. I hear that's always good with Call of Duty games, so I actually was really impressed with that. But here comes the really annoying stuff about this game. Here's just a funny thing. The pre-rendered cutscenes sometimes stutter. I'm not joking. I didn't know this was possible, but the pre-rendered cutscenes now stutter. And then they desync the audio from the video. It's really bad, and I don't know how that happens, but it happened to me twice from what I remember in the entire campaign, and that's more than zero, especially since they're pre-rendered. All you're doing is playing an MP4 file. How do you mess that up? And this is like, I'm not playing the game at launch. This is like the patched version. This is what how bad was the game at launch, guys? I know Call of Duty games are broken at launch apparently, but like, Jesus Christ, it's still not good now. Like, and there's a lot of like weird visual bugs that would happen. I remember near the end of the game, thing that sticks out, there was like someone's backpack was like fluid. It was weird. It was a weird to look at. A lot of weird visual bugs would happen. And nothing game breaking, but very much taking away from the polish that the game looks like. But also, I gave it a compliment for the graphics and the realism and all that other stuff earlier. But this leads to a big problem I have with Call of Duty now, now that I've actually played one with the gameplay. I can't see shit. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, or if it's just something that people got used to after playing so many Call of Duties. You just get used to it, but I can't tell who's my ally and who's an enemy half the time. No, 75% of the time. I'm just shooting at whoever's in front of me. And that sometimes leads to me shooting teammates. I've killed my friends more times than I'd like to admit. And also it makes it really hard to shoot guys, especially at night, or like even when it's supposed to be that way. I know there's levels that are supposed to be that way, but I'm talking about some levels where you don't have night vision goggles, but you still can't see shit because it's nighttime, or even in the middle of broad daylight. Because I understand this is how military people dress. This is how all these. This is how realism works. It's supposed to be hard to see each other, but I don't think that works in a video game. In a video game, I need to be able to see the enemies, and when I look at the screen at any given time, I just can't parse out my environment very well. I know I'm new to the game, and by the way, I also played the game on hard mode for my first time, so I had a pretty challenging experience. But also, I'm bad at first-person shooters. I have this thing where I can't see. Even besides not being able to see the enemies because they blend into the environment, I can't see like behind me at all. And that throws me off, and it makes it hard to know. Like, there's this system mechanic in the game that I remember from Uncharted 3, and I prefer it there, where they throw a grenade at you and you're able to throw it back. I don't know why they took it out on Uncharted 4, but whatever. But yeah, they throw a grenade at you, you throw it back. It's a whole system. But for some reason, I can't find the grenade half the time, because it points at a direction, and I don't know. I can't see it. It's not very good at pointing me in the direction of where the grenades are. It's really, really weak. But in general, yeah, the visualization of enemies is kind of a problem, and I don't want to complain without putting forward a solution. So my solution is give me outlines at least, bro, like so I can see, or like create better environments for the enemies. I know they're supposed to blend in because realism, but like it really does hinder the gameplay where I can't see shit. And I know if I got used to it and was playing this game, I would get better at spotting it, muscle memory, like how real soldiers do. They can see this shit all the time. But like as someone on my first try ever, it was so frustrating to be able to see enemies or get shot from off screen. Also, the time to kill. Why is the time to kill so fucking low on my end and the enemy's end? The enemy's dying like 2 bullets. It's kind of weird. I know I don't want them to be bullish sponges or anything, but like they die so quickly. But you also die so quickly. Like you only have like a few more hits than them. They die in 2 hits. You die in like, I want to say like, you got like 4 or 6 bullets before you're down. And I'm like, it's weird. I'm not a big fan of that. I would prefer a longer time to kill. I understand that's balanced around multiplayer, and in multiplayer they love the low time to kill. I think that's stupid, but I'm not a multiplayer guy. I was playing this strictly for the campaign. I'm not hopping online to fuck around and find out, Other problems. One thing that pissed me off when I started the game is the menu, number 1, sucks. Number 2, you need to be online to even start playing the game, which is really bad, and I don't like that. And the reason why is you have to download the campaign. The campaign isn't on the disc. The disc is worthless. I had to download a 24 gig file for the campaign and download another thing that was another 20 gigs or something for Spec Ops and the campaign, because apparently they were connected for some reason. So I had to download both extra files from the internet. When I bought the game, I couldn't do anything except maybe play multiplayer. I could not play the campaign. I had to download that. That is terrible. That is not good. That does not bode well for the future of these games where you do not own anything on the disc. The disc downloads, but what the fuck is it downloading after a while? That's what I gotta ask. What were you downloading? Because there was nothing there. It was just a shitty download, and that is terrible. And if I played exclusively Call of Duty, I think gaming is dead too. I think games don't come on the disc anymore also. I play good games. I play like Spider-Man or like, Last of Us or I don't want to say any recent Sonic games because like it's contentious on whether they're good or not, even if I like them. But but like Persona 5, there we go. That's the one that everyone agrees upon. God of War, I a lot of those are Sony exclusive, but those are the first things that come to mind of things that are really good and then also on the disc. And do not rock with this. I do not rock with this. That was actually terrible. I was so mad and frustrated. I just wanted to load up the game for an hour, play a mission, see how the game felt, and I had to spend all that time downloading it, which is stupid and bullshit. Never do that. I never want to experience anything like that ever again in a video game. That was absolutely terrible. Also, the user UI make me feel gross because I'm looking at an ad for Modern Warfare 2 every time I open up the fucking game. I hate it. It's so bad. It's so bad. That should not be the case. I should not be looking at an ad for fucking Modern Warfare 2. I bought the game. I shouldn't have to do that. It's not it, man. Not it. Not it at all. So I guess overall, I think the game's like a 7 out of 10. And I think probably most Call of Duties fall within the range of a 5 to an 8 out of 10 on the scale. I bet if I played like old Modern Warfare 2, I'd probably enjoy it more. I'd probably remember the music. But a thing that I'm recommending, not like because I think COD should listen to me, they're obviously successful. I think the game... Oh, yeah, this was why I had a big problem. Another big problem I just remembered. So a thing that I have a problem with is that I can't kill civilians or my teammates. Not because I want to like just kill civilians, but it's really annoying that I get sent back to a checkpoint anytime I accidentally kill a civilian, when sometimes the civilians and the soldiers look really fucking similar, or sometimes the civilian just gets in the fucking way, or I open up a door and then there's a guy there, so I just instinctually shoot the first person in sight. I understand that's me, like, oh, skill issue, but like honestly, I should be able to do that. A military does that all the time. I understand they're trying to avoid a controversy, like the whole no Russian thing. But I think we should be able to kill civilians in Call of Duty. It's my first Call of Duty. I'm already saying, hey, I need to kill civilians, man. But I also think Call of Duty, but I realize why they don't. I know why they don't. But I think a perfect way where the killing civilian system could work, but not be incentivized, because you'll get crazy people who just shoot the civilians. And that's weirdo behavior. I know video games don't affect real life or whatever, but like, come on, man, that's weirdo behavior, and you know it. So my recommendation, even though COD would never do this, I think COD would be way more enjoyable if it went with the arcadey approach for the campaign. Something like Ace Combat or any like arcade game, like I said arcadey for a reason, like arcade games where like each level, because you have levels and missions in these games and you have goals to accomplish by the end of them. How about giving me a score or a ranking? Wouldn't that be fun? So it would add an extra level of replayability to the campaign if you can get a ranking for how well you did in the levels. The levels aren't that long. Each one is I think you could shorten some of them to make the mission work better, but I think giving you a ranking system and then docking you points for shooting civilians or dying and stuff like that, I think that would add a whole new level of replayability to COD and would actually make that really engaging, more than Activision probably thinks. Just adding a ranking system into the levels. I don't know if older CODs did this already and they just took it out in modern day because immersion or something, or maybe people were like, I'm bad, I can't, like I'm bad and I want it. I want a ranking system. I want to beat a level in this game and then they say, D, do it again. That was terrible. You did ass out there. That would be awesome. That would be so amazing. But that's not the case. But I think the game would be better if that was something that would level it up. If it was, but that would involve them having to focus on the campaign as a main mode, not as a side mode. Which, the multiplayer is the selling point of Call of Duty. Even though I think after playing this campaign, I get why there are campaign-only Call of Duty fans. You could tell a pretty good war story. I think that they showed off the brutality of war in really realistic ways a lot of the time. Some great decisions, I think they should have laid harder into it, and I think they should have let you do worse stuff just to point a point at it. But that's just me asking Call of Duty to push the envelope when it's one of those things where it's pushing the envelope if you're 13. I think if I played this game as a kid, like most people do, I probably would be locked in this franchise for like a long time, just wanting to see more. It would be a new level of media interaction that I probably would have never experienced before, with the dark decisions that you have to make outside of like maybe Grand Theft Auto, and but this would be like more realistic, and I can commend them for that. It's just, I'm 22. I've seen shit like this before. It was still engrossing, but I'm a little bit more used to it. I definitely think the game was good. but could be better. But it'd have to change a lot of its whole format and visual style language for me to like it more. But it was generally good. Gameplay was good. Story was good. Gameplay was bad also. And I wish the story focused more on its strengths instead of focusing on characters without a personality. I don't think anyone really had a strong personality besides Price. You know, Price is he's the guy. He's on the cover. He's the guy. But I think they should have dedicated more time to the Middle Eastern girl. Made it a game about her, but I don't know if Call of Duty fans would be okay with that. And also, she wouldn't be a military person, so it'd be a different game. But I think experiment, man. There's like 25 of these games. Mix it up a bit. I know they tried to do that with Vanguard, but I know Vanguard's bad. Everyone said that was bad. That was terrible. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling thoughts about not Grand Theft Auto on Call of Duty. See you tomorrow. I know this is a late upload. I'm probably going to be cutting it real damn close, but I'm going to edit this audio real quick, put up some gameplay footage, and hopefully I get this out before midnight, and then I'll upload again within 24 hours. See ya!